And welcome back to Occupy Mars. Now, if like me you're finding yourself fumbling your way through the early game and getting confused by even the simplest of tasks, then I certainly hope that these 5 tips will at least help you in some way. And that said, these tips are geared more towards newer players, but who knows, maybe if you're a veteran player you might find some of these useful as well, because the game is very in-depth and there's a lot of pretty confusing systems that you might not even know about unless you're told. So without further ado, let's crack on to the first tip. Now, on the face of it, this first tip might seem pretty simple, but it is something that I've seen catch out quite a lot of players. But as long as you're indoors and you see that this bar in the bottom left, called the exterior O2 bar, is full, it means that you're safe to take off your helmet, which you can do by pressing tab, I believe, and going into your inventory and just dragging it out of here into there. And that means that you'll be breathing the exterior oxygen source as you just heard, which during the early game is going to be really crucial for saving those precious oxygen bottles. And of course, don't forget to put your helmet back on before you go back outside, otherwise bad things are going to happen to you. Again, a simple tip, but I think it's one that will certainly help a few of you out. Now, this is a problem that frustrated me to no end because I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to rotate items to face the way I wanted them to, or set their elevation to the height I wanted, at least until I found out this, and it's stupidly simple really. In order to rotate items to face a certain direction, all you have to do is press the left or right arrows, and as you can see, it spins the object around. And if you press the up and down arrows, you can change the elevation of the object. Huzzah! This tip is once again a little on the simple side, but it is something I've seen quite a few players pass on and not notice. But did you know that you can actually loot the big drawers on these white desks you can find in abandoned structures? So just come over to the tables here, and then you can open it like this. Now, I've never actually found loot in the drawers, but I have heard that it is actually possible for loot to spawn, so it's always worth checking. What was that, Spotty? You think people should like and subscribe if they find the tips in the video useful? I think that's a great idea, they should definitely do that. Wait, they're what? No, I'm not repeating that on YouTube, that's just vulgar. Really? I'm sorry about him, he's got dust or something in his chips today. Completely unnecessary. The bed is arguably one of the most important early game items that you want to be unlocking for your base, but for whatever reason the game doesn't seem to want you to find it very easily, because it's stashed away in some very obscure location within the materials tech tree. So in order to unlock your bed, all you do is press tab to open up your tablet, and come to the tech tree and the materials tab, the purple one, and just scroll along and you'll see it's in the repair kit here. I have no idea why it's there, it just is. It's very bizarre, I know. But this might change as it is an early access game, so keep this in mind if you're watching this at some point in the future. Did you know that there is a feature in the game that will allow you to automatically highlight any loose loot on the ground as well as any interactable objects? This will be exceptionally useful for finding those pesky black data tablets which are very often tucked away in fairly dark areas that are very easy to miss. So to enable this feature, all you do is press escape and come into options and interface, and then come down to show interactables, and you want that set to always. And there's also a little slider down here which will allow you to change the range at which interactable objects and loose loot is found. So as I've already looted most of this building, I've left a little package down in the corner here just to show you what happens. And there you go, as we come into range, it highlights around the edge of the processed food package, which makes it show up really nicely against this dark background. And I've also come back to my capsule just now to show you that it can also detect items that are inside buildings and structures as well, like these two first aid kits here. Yeah, I know it's maybe a little bit on the cheesy side, but I think it is something that's going to be really invaluable to you, especially in the early game. And if you thought that was all I had for you, you'd be wrong, because I actually have a bonus tip for you. Now, you could argue that this one is possibly borderline an exploit, but given how absolutely stingy and random the current blueprint system is, and how much it sucks in general, I think I can fairly safely justify the use of this one without losing any sleep over it. So if you happen to have an abandoned tablet handy with you, then great, don't do anything with it just yet. First, save your game, that's going to be really important in just a second. Unfortunately, I don't have one myself to walk you through this with, so you're going to have to bear with me, I'm afraid. So if you're all good and ready and you've saved your game, all you do is you use your tablet, and if it doesn't give you the blueprint you need, all you do is just reload your game to where you saved it, and you can repeat this as many times as you need until you get the blueprint that you need. Like I said, it's a borderline an exploit, but meh, in this case, who cares? But anyway, I do hope you find these tips useful. If you did, please consider leaving a like and hitting that subscribe button like Spotty suggested earlier on. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon.